Ever wondered how the culture within an organization affects its performance? Well, it's a fascinating topic. You see, every organization has what we call an organizational culture. This culture is a blend of shared values, beliefs, and behaviors that characterize the organization. It's like the personality of the organization, if you will. Now, how does this culture come into existence? It's shaped by a variety of factors. The organization's history, its mission, its values, all play a part. But one of the most influential factors is the behavior and actions of its leaders. Yes, the way leaders act, the decisions they make, the attitudes they display, these all contribute to the culture of the organization. But here's where it gets interesting. This organizational culture, this personality, it's not just a static thing. It's dynamic. It influences the behavior of the employees within the organization. It sets the tone for how they interact, how they work, how they approach their tasks. It can affect their motivation, their commitment, their satisfaction. And it doesn't stop there. The impact of organizational culture extends to the overall performance of the organization. A positive, healthy culture can foster teamwork, encourage innovation, boost productivity. It can help attract and retain top talent. It can enhance the reputation of the organization, both within the industry and among customers. On the flip side, an unhealthy or negative culture can have detrimental effects. It can lead to low morale, poor communication, lack of trust. It can stifle creativity, hinder performance, and tarnish the organization's reputation. So you see, organizational culture is not just a buzzword. It's not just a nice to have. It's a vital element that shapes the work environment, influences employee behavior, and ultimately drives the success or failure of the organization. Never underestimate the power of organizational culture. It's a silent influencer shaping your company's destiny. So what happens when an organization's culture is poor or negative? Well, the effects can be far-reaching and profound, creating an environment that's not conducive to success. Let's explore some of the potential impacts of a poor organizational culture. Firstly, we have low morale. A negative or toxic work environment can lead to employees feeling disheartened or disengaged. Imagine clocking in every day to a job where you feel undervalued or unappreciated. This kind of environment can lead to higher employee turnover rates, lower productivity, and reduced commitment to the company. It's like trying to run a marathon while carrying a heavy weight. It slows you down and makes it harder to reach the finish line. Poor communication is another major downside of a poor organizational culture. Communication is the lifeblood of any organization, allowing for effective decision-making and team collaboration. However, a culture that doesn't value open, transparent communication can lead to misunderstandings, conflicts, and inefficiencies. It's akin to trying to navigate a ship through a storm without a compass. You're likely to get lost, or worse, crash. Next, we come to a lack of trust. In a negative work environment, trust among employees can quickly erode. This makes it difficult to build relationships and collaborate effectively. It's like being on a team where everyone is playing for themselves rather than for the group. The result? A disjointed, ineffective team that's unlikely to achieve its goals. Decreased innovation is another consequence of a poor organizational culture. A culture that doesn't encourage creativity or outside-the-box thinking can stifle innovation. It's like trying to paint a masterpiece with only one color. It's possible, but it's going to be a lot harder, and the result won't be as vibrant or impactful. Lastly, a poor organizational culture can lead to a negative reputation. In today's connected world, a company's reputation can be made or broken online. A company with a poor organizational culture may struggle to attract and retain top talent, and may also face backlash from customers. It's like having a bad review on a popular restaurant review site. It can turn potential customers away before they even set foot in the door. In summary, a poor organizational culture can have a domino effect, impacting various aspects of the business from morale to communication, trust, innovation, and reputation. It's like a chain reaction, where one negative aspect can set off a series of other negative outcomes. A poor organizational culture creates a ripple effect, damaging not only the internal dynamics, but also the external reputation. It's a situation that no organization should take lightly, as the consequences can be far-reaching and long-lasting. So the question becomes, what can we do about it? How can we turn a poor organizational culture around? Let's explore that in the next scene. Let's delve into management theories that can help improve the practice. As we take this journey together, one management theory that stands out is the contingency theory. This theory suggests that there is no singular, universally effective way to manage. Instead, the most effective management approach is one that is tailored to the specific circumstances of a given situation. In other words, contingency theory is all about embracing flexibility and adaptability. It's about understanding that what works in one context may not work in another, and that the best approach will always depend on the specific goals, resources, and constraints of the situation at hand. This theory recognizes that there is no single best way to approach a problem. Different approaches may be more or less effective depending on the specific context. So, rather than trying to fit every situation into a predetermined mold, contingency theory encourages managers to be flexible and open-minded, to try different approaches, and to find the one that works best in a given situation. For instance, consider a situation where a team is working on a complex project with tight deadlines. In this context, a manager might adopt a more directive leadership style, setting clear goals and expectations, and closely monitoring progress. On the other hand, if the team is working on a more open-ended project with flexible deadlines, a more participative leadership style may be more effective. Here, the manager might encourage team members to take an active role in decision-making and problem-solving, fostering creativity and innovation. In essence, the contingency theory is a call to action for managers to be more aware of their environment and adapt their management style accordingly. It's about recognizing the complexity and diversity of the situations that managers face and the need for a flexible, adaptive approach in response. Contingency theory emphasizes that there's no one-size-fits-all approach in management. Remember, it's not about finding the right way to manage, but about finding the right way for the specific situation you're dealing with. How can contingency theory be applied in different situations, you may ask? Well, let's dive into that. Imagine you're a manager, overseeing a team working on a complex project with stringent deadlines. The stakes are high, and time is of the essence. In this scenario, you might find yourself adopting a more directive leadership style, setting clear goals and expectations for the team. You'd likely keep a close eye on progress, ensuring that everyone is on track and that the project is moving forward as planned. This is an example of how contingency theory comes into play, adapting your management style to the specific circumstances at hand. Now, let's flip the script. Imagine a different situation, where your team is working on a more open-ended project. The deadlines are more flexible, and there's room for creativity and exploration. Here, you might adopt a more participative leadership style. You'd encourage team members to take an active role in decision-making and problem-solving, fostering a more collaborative and innovative environment. Again, this is contingency theory in action, adjusting your approach to suit the unique needs and constraints of the situation. But why is this flexibility so crucial in management? Well, it's because no two situations are the same. Each comes with its own set of goals, resources, and constraints, and as a manager, your role is to navigate these variables effectively. Contingency theory encourages you to be adaptable, to think on your feet, to be open to trying different approaches until you find the one that works best. It's about not trying to fit every situation into a predetermined mold, but rather molding your approach to fit the situation. So the next time you find yourself facing a challenging situation at work, think about contingency theory. Consider the specific circumstances you're dealing with. Then, choose the management approach that best fits those circumstances. Remember, the most effective strategy is always contingent on the situation. Let's take a step back and summarize what we've learned today. We've delved deep into the concept of organizational culture, the shared values, beliefs, and behaviors that are the lifeblood of any organization. We've seen how it's shaped by the organization's history, mission, and values, as well as the actions of its leaders. We've also highlighted the potential consequences of a poor organizational culture, including low morale, poor communication, lack of trust, decreased innovation, and a negative reputation. In our exploration of management theories, we've introduced the contingency theory, which emphasizes the need for flexibility and adaptability in management. It suggests that the most effective way to manage a situation is to choose an approach that is most suited to the specific circumstances of that situation. Organizational culture is a crucial element in a company's success, and understanding it can make the difference between a thriving and a struggling organization.